question number 10. Here you have rational equations. The goal here is to solve for x. So that's the goal. That's your ultimate goal. But when you are dealing with the rational equations, one thing that you must have is the common denominator. So whatever the denominator of the fractions that you're dealing with, in order for you to add, subtract, or you cancel it out, they have to be the same. So right now we have on the left hand side it's just an x, and on the right hand side you have x squared plus 5x and then x plus 5. So what I'm about to do is, first I'm going to factor out the x from this rational, then I keep this the same. Now what do you see here is the common denominator here is x plus 5. So this is the common denominator. So that means that I need to time it with something, or you can say you force it with something. So all the denominator will be the same. So what I'm going to do is, because this one is the same as this one is the same as that, so I'm good there. So, but for this denominator, what I'm missing the x. So I multiply the x, and I need to multiply the x here. So it cannot be a 0, so x cannot be a negative 5. So there's two things that there's two factors that we have to write it out, so we know that x cannot be a 0, x cannot be a negative 5. So extraneous solution, so there's none. Extraneous solution is when after you solve for x, and then if that solution is one of your domain restrictions, we can call this restrictions, okay, or we can call the domain. So this is, if it is one of the restrictions, then we say that x is the extraneous solutions. And moving on to number 11. This is very, very important formulas that I believe that you need to memorize. This. So if you have the square of the difference, it's going to equal to the factors of the difference and the sum of those two, the product of those two. So now I have x squared minus 1. So I can put the square here for 1. Then this look exactly the same formulas that I just gave it to you. Then I'm going to expand this out. Minus x minus 1, x plus 1 equal x plus 7, x minus 1. So what is the common denominator? So you're looking around, you're going to see common denominator will be x plus 1 times x minus 1. So now I need to multiply with something. So this one over here is good here. I'm missing something here. So I'm going to multiply this with x minus 1 here. I try to squeeze this in here because I don't have a lot of space. Over here, I'm missing, I want to keep everything in the bracket. X plus 1. And over here, I have x plus 1 there. And now, after you multiply all the denominator exactly the same, you can simply just cross it out. Now what we have here is 4 minus x minus 1 square equal, we have a bracket right there, x plus 7 and then x plus 1. To solve for this, it's going to take a few more steps. We can keep expanding it out. We're going to multiply it out to see what we get. So let's see here. X minus 1 square is going to be, you can use the box method. You know what I mean? You can do like this. x1, x minus 1. Then you're going to have x squared minus x positive 1, and then you combine it, you're going to get x squared minus 2x plus 1. For this one over here, this equal. For this one over here, I can do exactly the same. Then if for this next one, I can do exactly the same using the box method to multiply. You can use the distributive, but I just want to show you the box method, how easy that is. And then you combine these two together, you will get, combine this two, you get ax. So it'll be x squared plus ax plus 7. And now we're going to simplify everything. Whenever you have that negative bracket, you make sure that you distribute that negative sign, and you're going to turn everything into the opposite side. So it'll be negative x squared plus 2x minus 1. Divide all the coefficient by 2. Now I can solve for x from here. So 2 and 1. So I can factor this. I run out of space, guys. So I can factor this. It's going to be x plus 2 and x plus 1. So the answer is x equal to negative 2 and x equal to a negative 1 when you solve for x. So if you solve for x, you're going to set up x plus 2 equal to 0. I might have done too fast, but if I need to slow it down, that's what I need to do. So when x plus 2 equal to 0, x equal to negative 2. When x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to a negative 1. Now let's go to the restrictions. Need to be done from the beginning. That is, x plus 1 cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, x cannot be a negative 1. And x minus 1 cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, x cannot be equal to 1. So you have to write those restrictions down now. You can see the solutions. We have two solutions here, but this solution here is exactly the same. That means this is going to be my extraneous solution. So the extraneous solution is x equal to a negative 1, and the answer is x equal to a negative 2. So for this number 12, since let's write the restrictions that x minus 2 cannot be equal to 0, x cannot be equal to 2. That's restrictions. And now to solve for this, you can see the denominator is already exactly x minus 2, so you could cross it out, and then you're going to solve these equations. And I leave that to you to keep going from there. Then you're going to get the x. Moving on, number 13. Jessica and Bradley need to wash their dishes. Jessica can wash the dishes in 15 minutes, but it takes Bradley 30 minutes. If they're working together, So now I'm gonna determine the total amount of time it will take Jessica and Bradley to complete the job. So we can start with Jessica. So she can finish the dish. In 15 minutes, you can write 1 over 15, one dish. And then for Bradley, she can finish the dish in 30 minutes. You write that 1 over 30. Working together, you're going to put the plus. You don't know how much time it takes. Solve for this, we need to find common denominator. So the common denominator is 30. Then I need to multiply this by 2, this by 2. Then I'm going to have new rational equations. 2 over 30 plus 1 over 30 equal to x. I combine the left hand side, 3 over 30 equal to x. I can simplify this by dividing by 3. So x equal to 1 over 10. So that means they're working together. They can complete the job, complete washing the dishes in 10 minutes. First, charge $90 to rent a car plus 30. For every day you're going to pay 90. For 7 days you need to pay 90 times 7, but make sure you plus 30. I'm going to give that to you to calculate. So if she rent the car for 7 days, at whatever numbers you got, that number's over here. Okay, so the average is going to be equal to whatever the box right here you divide by days, which is 7. So then you just have to do that yourself. So write the equation to represent the cost if she rents the car for X days. So you don't know how many days. So instead of writing 7, you're gonna use the X instead. And what's the equations to represent the average cost if she rent for X day? So what you can do here, you're gonna write 90 with X plus 30 divided by X day. So that is the equations. Right, you're gonna keep going on from there. Moving on to the unit circle questions. I'm going to do a couple questions here and then you're going to do the rest. To convert the degree in radians and radian into the degree, that's what you have to do. So if the given degree, you're going to time with 180 on the bottom and then the letter pi on the top. And then you have to simplify it to get the radian unit. We don't want to multiply out with the pi. So you want to divide 310 with 180. So we want to simplify it. What can we do? We can cross out a 0. 31 over 18. We cannot divide anything. So be 31 over 18 pi. So that's your radian unit. Now whenever they give you the radian unit and you want the degree, you want to time with 180 degree over the pi. That's pi cancel out, so 190 divided by 9, they're going to give you 20 degree. So this is the 2 example that I did for you. You do number 1 and 3 on your own. Number 5, I'm gonna do, yeah, sure. So I'm gonna do number 5 with you, and then you're gonna try to find the cosine 135. So locate 135 degree first. So 135 degree is right here. So remember now, the cosine is the first number and the sine is the second number. So that means from 135 right here. So this is the cosine and this is the sine. So the answer would be negative square root of 2 over 2. We want the exact solutions. Mean we cannot again give them the decimal. For this type of question, when they ask for exact solution and you are using decimals and you give them the decimal answers, it's going to be wrong answers. We want the exact solutions. What about this? Sine of pi. So I'm going to do a couple more. Pi, so locate that radian unit. Again, psi is the second number, so it's equal to 0. So again, this, the first one is the cosine, the second is the psi. So the cosine is negative 1, the psi is 0. 10. So on the unit circle, there's no tangent, there's no cotangent at all. So it's just going to be equal to the sine of 5 pi over 4 divided by the cosine of 5 pi over 4. So now we need to look for those two values, sine of 5 pi over 4, then we divide it by cosine of 5 pi over 4. So where's 5 pi over 4? Right here. So the first one is the cosine, the second one is the sine. We want sine on the top and the cosine on the bottom. So we write our negative square root of 2 over 2 divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. These two exactly the same. We cancel this, equal to 1. You do the rest. For number 9 and number 10, this theta go here. So you're going to find the cosine of 6 times 25. That's going to give you the cosine of 150 degree. Then on the unit circle, you look for 150. Then you can get the answers from there. Same thing with this. So you're going to put the theta pi over 2 in here. Then you multiplied it. All right, moving on to solve equations. So they say that the theta need to be between the 0 and 360 degree. So you only go to the circle one time. So we need to isolate the variable. This is the variable. If you got confused what it is, why don't you put the x here? Then you know what theta is. Because some people that think theta is 0 is not. So I'm going to add 4. I'm going to add 4. So that's cancel out. So when I add 4 on both sides of the equations, this cancel out. I'm going to have negative 9 over 2 plus 4. So negative 9 over 2 plus 4. So our common denominator is 2. That turns this number into 8. And the answer is negative 1 over 2. So that's how I'm adding on the sides over here for you to see how we add or subtract fractions. So we negative 1 over 2 equals sine of the x. Again, x is theta. Okay, so we just don't want to use a theta because sometimes people might think this is number 0. So now on the unit circle, you need to look for the side that has the values of negative 1 over 2. So go ahead and do a scavenger hunt. Here we go, negative 1 over 2. So go around from the 0, go to counter directions, go and go, and you're gonna see is 1 is right here. This is the sign, and 1 is over here. This is the sign. So you're gonna have two answers, 330 and 210. So x equal to 210 degree or 330 degree. You can give them the answers in radian if they ask you to. And the rest, you can do it your own. Okay, let's do one with the, in terms of the radians. So very much the same. We can do number 14. Here I'm gonna divide that by negative 1 over 2, or just multiply by 2. That's negative 2. That's maybe easier. So I'm gonna multiply with negative 2. Then I multiply this with negative 2. So that is gone. Then I'm gonna have the cosine. You can use x there. The negative 2 simplify with this 4. So I'm gonna have square root of 3 over 2 with the negative side. So now I need to find the negative square root of 3 over 2 on a unit circle. So let's use different colors here that you can see. Let's use like orange. So negative 3 square root of 3 over 2 for the cosine. So this one here and this one there. So the answer we want is in radians. So the answer would be 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. See, the answer they want is in radians. So x is going to be equal to 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. So you have two different solutions. Number 15, it's the same thing with the rest. They give you the equations. They give you the, well, they ask you for the time. They give you the height. So what you do, you're going to replace this letter y with this number. Then you put 4 square root of 2 equal 8 cosine of a t. T is just like the x. So here you divide it by 8. You divide it by 8. Then you have the cosine of this. Simplify it by 4. You have 2. Do you have square root of 2 over 2 over 2? And then you do the same thing. You want to find what t is. Okay, that have the square root of 2 over 2. So that's number 2.